I'm live. Welcome back. I'm just going to get my comments up. You do know the drill. Okay. Alright, so today's video is a requested topic and we're going to delve into this. I'm excited about today's topic because I feel like it's a very, very relevant one and definitely one that will be helpful to people. So let's get into this. Okay, let me actually read the question. I can find it. Hi. Hi everyone, welcome. Just give me a moment, I'm trying to pull up the question. Hi Mimi, hey Destiny. Okay, so some of you are coming in. I'm just trying to pull up the question. So bear with me. Alright. Let me pull this up. So, this was a request to discuss any advice for anyone turning 28 and over. I'm a little scared and feeling like I'm not where I want to be in life. It gets me down. And I feel like this one is very, very relatable. Hey Christina, hi Maricel. I like your new photo. So I think that this is really, really relevant because lots of us go through this in life, and I definitely feel like I can speak on this because I feel like I feel like we all do in a sense, just because we all go through not feeling like we are where we're supposed to be in life at some point or another. Reason being is that we're always going to want things in life. So whether you feel like you have ascertained everything that you want today, in 5 years' time, you're going to want something else. It's a natural part of life for man to strive to want more things, or women, should I say, for us to want more, for humankind. It's just a normal part of life. So I want everybody to kind of remember that. And ladies, when you're coming in, make sure that you thumbs up and also say hello so I know who is watching. Hey Lena, thank you girl. So you love my channel, yay. So I think that that's what it's about, remembering. Now for me, when I was turning, I have actually always felt old. I've always felt old. Even when I was like 16, I thought I was like a grown woman. When I was younger than that, I thought I was really grown. When I was 20, I felt like I was old. When I was 25, some people just feel like they're more like old souls. You kind of feel just, I don't know, older anyway. So for me, when I actually turned 30, it wasn't a big deal for me because I didn't feel a bad way about it. And the question is about someone who is turning 28 and feeling like they haven't ascertained the things that they want yet. They don't feel like they're where they want to be in life yet. And for me, when I was turning 30, I didn't feel like my age wasn't the reason why I felt negatively, if that makes sense. I feel like it's not about the age of the person, it's just about where you are and what you want. So I think that that's what it's about, and I want you guys to understand that. Okay? So you don't have to feel negative if you are turning older. That's not a bad thing. It's a normal part of life. It's very, very natural. And even if you are turning So you're turning 28. When you're turning 38, you're going to want to have achieved certain things. Okay? But I would say that, like, let's just be very, very candid and I just want to be very real in this video. Thank you, Uncanny Valley. Thank you so much, hun. Nice to see you live. Love your channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very, very sweet and such a nice way to start off my live stream. So, thank you, girl. Much appreciated. Hi, Wanda and Inner Light. Hey. Okay, so let's get really, really real. Now, I am 31, as everybody knows, and you've got to understand, well, you do understand. As a woman at 31, everybody speaks about the body clock. It is something that is lodged, it's wedged in your mind because you understand that there is a limit to the time that you have to be able to conceive naturally, quote unquote. And I feel like even at 31, yes, it's something that I'm aware of, and children are something that I want, marriage is something that I want, but I don't feel negatively about not having those things yet because of my age. Okay, even with the biological clock, I still don't feel that way. Because even if I was, let's just say, 25 and I wanted marriage and children, I would feel like, oh, that's something that I want. So what I'm trying to get across is that it's less about the age of things to take into account, and it's more about thinking about what you actually want and how to get over there, and not to beat up on yourself about age, because age is something that you just cannot change. And I think it's nice to embrace different stages of life. I think it's really nice to do that. If we were able to right now click our fingers and have everything that we want right now, this very second, we would actually really not enjoy life. We wouldn't enjoy it. We wouldn't enjoy life. We wouldn't appreciate it. We wouldn't embrace anything special that ever happens, anything miraculous, anything exciting, because we would already have everything that we want every time we click our fingers. So life is about the journey, and it's about us embracing it and starting to enjoy that journey. And also, I feel like, I think that the age aspect is, in society, it comes down to be, it's very negative in a woman's perspective for women, because in society they make it seem as though when women get older, they're just unattractive and boring and no one wants them anymore. For procreation purposes, it makes them feel like they are washed up. Age for women in society is a very negative thing, and it doesn't need to be. Okay, so as someone who is 31, still has things that I want to ascertain, we all do, I feel like the advice I would give to anybody who is approaching their 30s, who still feels like there are things that they want, they're not the woman who they want to be yet, they do not have the things that they want, I feel like it's just about for you to keep on going and not lose focus on the things that you do want. That's what it's about. That's what's important. And I think that most of us probably want similar things. Most of us probably want families. We want those things. Maybe you want to be somewhere in your career and you feel like you're not there yet. I'm not too sure what exactly it is for every single one of you, but I feel like on a whole it's probably very much similar what we're seeking, which is to feel happy in life. And what I'm just trying to get across is that no matter what your age is, you don't have to fear getting older and not having what you want, because it's a natural part of life to always seek new things and want new things. It's a natural part of life. You agree? I'm pleased that you do agree, Wanda, and I'm pleased that you understand what I'm trying to get across. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. I really, really, really hope I am. Just because, let's take the work life, for example. A man starting his career at 25 and a woman starting her career at 25, it's not an equal playing field. Okay, it's not an equal playing field at all. And the reason why is because women turning 25 are probably naturally wanting to start settling down, or maybe they want those things, or turning to 30, you're wanting those things. And men at that age, they don't want those things, okay? Majority of the time, they don't want that yet. So, as a woman as well with a biological clock, it's not an even playing field, because you want to have children probably, and you're just getting started in your career. If you take time out at that point, it's probably going to be detrimental to your career. And for men, it's completely, that isn't a factor for them. So I feel like society in general just is not for women when it comes to age. And it's something that is very, I think it's actually disgusting, to be honest. And it's not spoken about enough. It's not publicized enough. Even when it comes down to, this is another psychological reason why women are always thinking about their age and it making them feel bad about themselves. On television, we're always seeing adverts for women's products to use, anti-aging products. When do we ever see that for men? We don't see that. Okay, and if there have been some, I have missed every single one of them, because I've never seen an anti-aging product, well, not product, but advert or anything for men that I can think of right now at all, ever. So it's pushed out to women that aging is bad, and for men, aging seems to be amazing. Salt and pepper, and they're still very attractive. They can go ahead and get younger women. So it always seems to be a positive where men are concerned with aging, and for women, it's always frowned upon. It always seems to be something negative, but we have to make it not be something negative. So if for you as a woman, you're approaching your 30s, maybe you're in your 30s now, like me, and even if you're at another stage of your life, you could be in your 40s, you could be in your early to mid 20s and still resonate with this. You may feel like you're not where you want to be yet, but I don't want you to feel upset about that. I don't want it to get you down. I don't want it to make you feel like less of a person. I don't want you to feel negative. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. I want you to, instead of thinking about the lack of where you are and where you want to be, I want you to start feeling like anything is possible. Because even for me, I haven't given up on the things that I want, and it's something that I'm never going to do. And I feel for me, not I feel, but I know that I'm going to have the things that I want. I just know it. Okay? So I want you ladies to understand that even if you're not where you want to be, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in your life at the moment, or what path you're on, you can have the things that you want, but you have to stay focused, and the energy is a really big aspect I've noticed. Also, I feel like your beliefs will be a contributing factor to how positive you feel about where you are in your life. For me, I'm a very spiritual person, and I have been since a child, so I understand certain things. I know that there is an appointed hour for the things that you want in your life to come into fruition. But I also know that you have to kind of keep your eye on the prize and believe in it as well. Without going too much into things like that, I'm not going to go down that road on this channel, but I just feel like you've got to keep your eye on that prize, girl. That's what I think. Okay, Lena said, you're not getting any younger, so we need to accept that you get older. Absolutely. Yeah, we need to accept that. Look, it's just a natural part of life. And for me, something that I even look forward to, this might sound weird to some of you, but it's being an elderly lady, being a nan. Like, that's something that I kind of actually look forward to. And I still want to look like the hottest old woman out there when I get to that point. So I just feel like there are stages in life and we have to embrace every single one of them. And at that time, when you're going through a bad point in life, when you're really reflecting on everything you don't have, and you're thinking about your age and that shoulda, woulda, coulda, it's just a negative road to go down, and it's such a waste of energy. Such a waste of energy. And I'm saying this as someone who used to kind of, in a way, beat myself up, I would say, about things that now it's not a big deal to me anymore. And I would also sometimes, because I used to feel so, so much older mentally as well, I would always feel old. So now I actually am old is not the thing. So maybe just try to be a bit more lighthearted and think about things in a more positive way, and to know that you can have the things that you want, but you have to keep your eye on the prize and stay focused. Okay, I turned 28 a few months ago, and I really had to come to terms with not being married without children. I realized that I had to just make myself of value to myself first, and then think about other things. Yes. I definitely feel like you hit the nail on the head. I definitely do. Because what you have just said is that instead of dreading life and being depressed about the things that you want, instead you've just embraced yourself and you've embraced where you are. And I think that that is beautiful. Imagine if everybody actually did that. Everybody would be so much happier. And every time I go live, my laptop starts overheating, and I just don't know why. I hope you guys can't hear that. Hi, Nicolina. Okay, Uncanny Valley said, never apologize for your age, having children or not having them, or your weight, body type. You have a total right to be yourself. Yeah, that's really lovely actually, and I definitely agree with that. Hi, Fabiana. Yeah. One thing that people do try to do, especially for women, is shame them. We have all heard men shaming women's bodies. Women go through the most. I do not care what anybody says. Women go through the most in terms of being body shamed, being slut shamed, ageism. You haven't had children yet. Blah blah blah. You look washed up now. You're older. This that. Women actually go through it all, and it's just it's not fair, and that's why I'm not playing fair. Okay, that's why I'm not playing fair anymore, because the world just isn't fair, and when it comes to women, it's just not geared in our favor unless we are trying to cut corners. If you're a woman who is not trying to cut corners, then I just don't even know, to be honest. I really don't. I feel like this is something as well that keeps me kind of afloat, is just understanding that I am, cutting corners is something that I'm okay with, because if you're not kind of okay with that, then the progression is just going to be so slow, so I don't know. If that makes sense. How to not feel old at 30 and tell yourself that you still got game. I think it all I think it kind of comes down to how old do you act, how old do you look, how old do you dress, how old do you feel. I think it comes down to those things. It's less about, so you're 30, so you're, whatever. I feel like, so you're like born in like 92. I feel like it's less about, I'm born in 1992, and I feel it's more about, or maybe you're born in 91 but you're not 31 yet. I feel like it's less about that and it's more about how you're feeling, how you look. Do you look 30? Do you look older than 30? Do you look younger than 30? I feel like it's about other things. For me, I actually look and feel better about myself now at 31 than I ever have in my entire life. So I needed to get to this point. I needed to get over here. That's what I needed, and I feel happy about that. So if I was still back in my 20s, if I was still back there mentally, I just would not be, where I am now. I can't wait to be an older, dignified, well-dressed lady. Hi, Ziva. Sorry for off topic. I work in a retail store and customers are rude. What should I do? You don't want my advice because like I said before, when I was in like working in retail, I really didn't like it. Hey girl, we've been covering your request. So we're just going off topic for a second, but yeah, I really didn't like it. I remember one specific customer actually that you know was really really rude to me. I just turned around and walked off. So I feel like you don't have to take it from people just because they're a customer. I just don't feel like that gives them the right to do and say whatever they want to. And I would walk away. I would never tolerate it from anybody. So if someone is actually being rude to you, just look them in the eye, turn around, go and find your manager and just say, look, this customer is actually being very rude to me and I'm not serving them. And that's that. Hi, Chantel. Oh, that's okay, hun. So make sure that you definitely go to the beginning of the video and you can like see the things that I said. But I do I do also want to get into something that happened to me as well. Or yeah, I'll get into that now. I feel like this is like a chill, chatty video, and it'd be nice to tell you about my date experience that I just had. Yes. Love you too, girl. You're welcome, hun. That's definitely what I would do. Okay, hi Renee. So, also, I feel like sometimes people are factors on you feeling like you're not where you want to be in your life yet. Let's say maybe like you have a group of friends and they are wherever it is that you want to be, maybe they are there yet and you are not. That can make you feel really yucky inside. Okay, cool. That can make you feel really, really yucky and bad about yourself and start second guessing where you are and what you have ascertained. And at your age, you and your friends, you're similar age, and they're here and you are all the way over there. It can really make you start evaluating yourself in a negative light when you are actually comparing yourself to other people. So maybe you have one of those situations going on. Ladies, make sure when you come in that you thumbs up and say hello so I know who's in here. But if you're like a silent watcher and that makes you feel more comfortable, then do that. But thumbs up. Okay, so thank you for, I see the likes going up. Also, sometimes people are saying things to you that are negative in terms of maybe it's family members pressuring you that you're supposed to have achieved this, that, and that, and you have not achieved this, that, and that. So sometimes it's other people putting pressure on you, and maybe if you're having that circumstance and that situation, maybe you need to actually sit your family member down and say to them, look, honey, you have to stop pressuring me because you're really stressing me out and it's making me perform badly, it's making me not feel happy. You've got to stop doing that. So sometimes you have to have a word with these people and make them chill out and understand that it's your life and it's actually not theirs. And sometimes with parents, they feel like because they birthed you, that they have complete control over you, or that they can dictate to you even when you are grown up. Which I definitely have experienced. Obviously, I mean, I've definitely experienced that. So you have to understand that you are your own woman, you are your own person, and you have to do what you want to do, what's right for you, what works for you, and you also have to stop putting so much pressure and stress on yourself for not being where you want to be in your life yet. Because, like I said, even if it's in 2 years' time, let's say in 2 years' time you've achieved what you want now, you already have. In 2 years' time, you're still going to want something else. Okay, so there's no point of putting the additional pressure and negative spin on things, feeling bad about not being where you want, and if it's age related as well, because you're always going to want the next thing anyway. Hi Charisse, hi Rebecca, hey Jessica, hi girls, welcome. So yeah, I just hope that this helps women to understand that we have to be the ones to make age not be something negative. Okay, whether it's about the looks, whether it's about because there are some women who are in their 50s and they look better than some of you women in your 20s. There are some women who put more effort into their looks at that age than someone does 25, than someone 55. So it's not always about the age, it's about how you feel. You know, your energy can make you look even older as well when you're stressed out. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but sometimes it can make you even look older. So if it can make you look older when you're being stressed, imagine how it's making you if you could actually see stress, if stress was a real physical thing and you could see it, let's say stress came up like a bruise on you, or when you're putting pressure on yourself, or when you're beating yourself up about where you are not yet in life. If it was a physical thing like a bruise and it showed, and at this point you had a bruise as big as your entire, I don't know, left side of your body, you would actually try to stop putting so much pressure on yourself, because that physical representation of what you're doing to yourself in terms of beating yourself up, putting so much pressure on yourself, it would scare you and you would actually calm down. And I think that even though you're not seeing that, there is an emotional bruise that happens when you're putting so much pressure on yourself. And we just have to be a lot nicer to ourselves, a lot kinder, and just take the pressure off. And you're the only person who can do it. Another thing is, I feel like the main times when you are feeling bad about yourself, about where you are in life, it's just before you're going to sleep. Am I right? Just before you're going to bed, honey. Or when you have... Hey girl. So true. There are. There are lots of fabulous older women. Absolutely. And just before you're going to bed, or when you are by yourself, it is so quiet. That is when you are reflecting the most. And one thing I have noticed is that humankind likes to, you actually enjoy a negative thought. Now, let me explain that. Let me explain this. You actually enjoy it, and I'm laughing because this is actually me as well. You feel like you don't, but you actually do. So, you know, when you have a negative thought, you're thinking about something that does not serve you in the slightest, and you want to finish that thought out. You want to finish that out, whether it's worry, which is, we all know that worry is stressing out about something that has not happened yet, so it is void. So whether it's about worry, you're worrying about something, or you're reflecting on something negative that's happened to you, or something negative that you anticipate or that you're nervous about, all of these things do not serve you in the slightest in your life, okay? And when you're doing that, when you're by yourself and you're wanting to finish that thought out, you're wasting your energy and that emotional bruise is growing. So instead, you've got to learn to cut that negative thought off. And for some of you, you're going to find this very difficult. Very difficult. When you're having that thought, you want to finish it, you want to carry that thought out to the end, but you have to cut it, nip it in the bud. You really do. And instead, put your focus on something positive. Why don't you start embracing like the things that you want in a positive light? Even though you're not there yet, you can still embrace it and be anticipatory about those things, be excited about them, and you can just put yourself into that space of having it, and you will feel like you have instantaneously shifted your emotion, and you will feel better in that split second. So try that and let me know if you, I hope you understand what I'm saying right now. Victoria said, did you ever go to Mozambique? No. No, I went to the DR, Dominican Republic. Hi AJ. I don't have a job. I don't have one. I haven't had one since 2020. So I guess technically my job really is like YouTube, I guess. I would say maybe. But I don't really get paid like a full-on salary from YouTube. I mean, it's not a lot at all. So yeah, I'm also do this. I enjoy doing my YouTube. Otherwise, I definitely would not be doing this anymore because yeah. But I enjoy it. Okay, Val, are you like a troll or something? If you actually go onto my videos and you watch my videos, then you know. Okay, Gloriana. Here from Minnesota. My question is, why do so many grown men make so many empty promises? What's a good way to test how a man will do something he says he will do? Well, the answer to that, Gloriana, is that you've got to understand, men, this is the whole point. The reason why that happens is because men are put on this earth to want to spread their seed here, there, and everywhere for humankind to continue going on. For that to happen, they must use ploys to make women trust them. And for a man to make a woman trust them, to make her want to be able to even be in the position for him to spread his seed to her, she needs to trust him, and for that to happen, he gives her empty promises. So that's the reason why men do it, because they want to get into your knickers. And a good way to test out if a man's going to do something he says is to put something to him and see if he does it. See if he passes that test. See if he is a man of his word, and stop tolerating men who don't. And also stop giving in, because men, you've got to understand, if it's somebody that you like, they have a way about them of making you feel a certain way. So you're kind of blinded at times when you like someone, and it makes you have like a fuzzy brain sometimes. So if you feel like someone is playing you about, he's giving you the empty promises, and he's not being a man of his word, then you have to be a true woman to yourself, and you have to have your best interests at heart and stop tolerating nonsense. So that's how to not deal with it. Hey Lindsay, hey little sis. What is your foundation shade in NARS? To be honest, I mean, literally, my shade is wrong, girl. I feel like I definitely, it's too orange, but the one that I am using is Syracuse. Yeah. So I'm using Syracuse today. So, yeah. Uh, okay, so it's not working for, you're 22 years old and you're beautiful. Okay, I feel like you I feel like maybe you're going for someone who is just not going to work on. And I kind of explained everything I feel like you need to excuse me, everything I feel like you need to know, I feel like I explained in my ebook very, very clearly, even in terms of like the type of people to kind of go for. I feel like it's all in there. I feel like it's all in there. No, I feel like Tinder can be fine. It can be fine. I mean, it worked for me on Tinder, but you can try everywhere. It doesn't just have to be on Tinder. Why don't you broaden your chances, broaden your horizons, be on different apps, and go out in person simultaneously? So I feel like my advice can only go so far, because you have to, you know, go the extra mile yourself and think, okay, outside of the box. Is this really the type of person that wants to even, do X, Y, and Z for me? Can he actually afford it? Is he just giving me the empty promises like we just mentioned? So you've got to also use your initiative and your instincts. And let's be completely honest, at, at 22, I would not have known certain things to look out for, because I wouldn't have had that much of dating experience yet. So you're 22, the more you keep on dating, the more you're going to understand and see the red flags and know when someone is just wasting your time. But I feel like my ebook is, I just feel like it gives you everything you actually need, to be honest. But you have to use your own brain on top of that and think, okay, I'm solely using Tinder, let me broaden my horizons, you know? So I feel like you have to, I think I actually even mentioned this. I give you scenarios for if you're doing online dating and if you've met somebody organically as well. So meet someone out and about, and try it as well. And it's not going to, every single man you meet is not going to be the one who's going to do that for you. If that was the case, then every single woman in the world would have that. Okay, so it's about the person you're going for as well. Thank you, Val. A customer service job. I have no idea what to get paid for a customer service job. I don't know. 20,000? I don't know, maybe. I'm just thinking about like basic average like admin work. 20k maybe. In London anyway. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Now, Okay, so now you're a big girl, now you're 22, so you can just have the real deal from me right now without any sugarcoating. That is what every single man who you meet wants. Every single one of them wants that from you. So now I've broken it to you, now you know it, that's what they all want. Okay? They all want that. Whether you like them, whether you don't like them, whether they like you, whether they don't like you, they all want that anyway. They all do. And that is what women just have to understand. And it's funny because one thing, women know that. Deep down, you know that that is what men are wanting. You know it. You know it. And that's why you put your makeup on every day, because you know that that's what attracts them, because it makes them attracted to you. And if they're attracted to you sexually, then what are they going to want? So we all know that. But for some reason, women know that, and then when it comes to themselves being in a situation where a man is putting it to them that that's what he wants, then women, act confused, but they all want that. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything, or, I'm not trying to seem harsh to you, but that is what they want. That's what they want. And better you learn that now at 22 than still be clueless at 42. So, I'm pleased that you are learning now. I wish that I was learning this at 22. So, good for you. You're ahead of where I was anyway. No, listen. It's all in the ebook. It's all in the ebook. It's all there. How are you going to do it the opposite way around? I'm trying to be really patient here, but you got to think. You said, how can you get money before you have sex with them? How are you going to get it afterwards? You can't. You can't get it afterwards. You have to get it beforehand. How are you going to... Let's say you want something from someone, and yeah, definitely keep on reading it. Keep on reading it until it resonates with you. Keep on going on dates. You need to build up your dating experience as well. But I just want to get this part out. If you wanted something from someone and they gave you what you wanted, why would you then, they turn around to you and ask you for something? You don't need to give it to them because you've already got what you wanted from them, right? So it's the same way. If they want that from you and you go ahead and you give it, why would they then do you a favor? They don't need to, because they've already got what they wanted. So it can't be after, it must be before, okay? Okay, you're with a similar shade. Oh, okay, yeah, so I'm using Syracuse. That's what I'm using. Excuse me, guys. Thank you, Kaya. Oh, no, yeah, no, it's the Dominican Republic. I wouldn't mind going to Mozambique, right? This lady came up to us and started talking to my boyfriend for 30 minutes. I felt left out, that you ended up leaving. Well, it sounds like your boyfriend was talking to her very much as well. My advice for women in their early 20s, I want you to actually watch my video where I spoke about things I would do differently if I was in my 20s. I can't remember what I titled that. It's something like that anyway. So I want you to watch that video. I think that would be very helpful for you. And everything I said in that video is what I would tell my younger sister. So yeah, I feel like you should watch that one. The main thing I would say though to women in their early 20s is to stop second guessing yourself. Also, to stop thinking that everybody has your best interest at heart, because they just don't. They just don't. And I know it's going to sound really horrible and kind of like negative or something, but they just they just don't all the time. And you have to have your own back first, I would say. So stop second guessing yourself, have your own back, and be your own best friend, and just love yourself and make the best choices for you that benefit you. Yeah, Victoria, I just feel like don't dwell on it. You know, it happened, but at the end of the day, clearly, you know, you are not maybe what he really wanted, and he was interested in that. So let him go, and whatever. There's someone better out there. Would Aren't you glad that that happened, so that now you know what he's like, and you can actually meet somebody else who doesn't make you feel disrespected? I think that that was uh, like a really good thing that that happened, because it just shows you who he really is. And it seems like it's a sad thing, but it's not. It's a good thing. And now you can find somebody else. And now your eyes are open to more things. And you know, okay, let me see next time how my man acts around this woman, or let me see how he acts around, you know, my friends or my sisters, or let me see what he's like, because it's eye opening and he opened your eyes. So there you go. You should be pleased that it happened, so that he is now a thing of the past for you. Hey girl. Okay, Kaya. Okay, so she wants to know. Well, girls, we are off topic, honey, but I'm going to stick to it for a second because it is something that I want to say as well. So what do I think about light kissing as an SB? I don't think anything about it. You do whatever you want to do, and whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you're dating somebody, whether you're an SB, like, let if you're an SB, what's the difference between that and just regular dating someone? There's no difference. So I just feel like there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with kissing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you want to, then it's fine. That's what I think. Okay, so I think this is kind of going back to our topic a little bit. Latani says, beginning of January to summer, I was never on TikTok. I was on YouTube, which helped me significantly with my level up journey and glow up. Now I'm constantly scrolling and feel as though it's. Wait, girl, you didn't finish? Okay, making me depressed and not doing enough. Any tips to get back on track after your level up journey when you've kind of slipped and let yourself go? Yes. The same way you slipped off, you just slip back on. So that made me giggle, but I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at myself. But that's what I say. The same way you slipped off, you can slip straight back on, and that's that. So whatever you feel like you slipped off on, just do the opposite, starting from today, and then you will be back on your journey. Maybe get off of TikTok as well. Get off of TikTok, why don't you do like a cleanse, a 2 week cleanse, where you are solely watching videos on YouTube that are helpful, insightful, and uplifting, that are motivational, inspirational. Maybe even things that are funny to make you laugh. You know, that's always good for the soul as well. So why don't you do a 2 week cleanse where you're off of TikTok, you're only watching things that are good for you, benefit your soul, your happiness, your well-being, and at the same time, everything that you stop doing, you start doing today. That's what I want you to do. And I feel like that, Latani, is you slipping straight back on. You've fallen off. It happens to all of us. Like, you're never going to be perfect completely for the rest of your life. You're always going to deviate or slip on or slip off, you know, you're always going to do that. But what's important is that you noticed it, you clocked it, and then you jump back on. And that is actually the difficult part. Taking that first step is always the most difficult. So as long as you do that, you're going to be good. Get off of TikTok and only watch things that are helpful and beneficial to you for 2 weeks. You're actually going to feel better about yourself. Okay, Adjua says how to deal with being played and not being the first option. You don't deal with being played and not being the first option. That's how you deal with it. You deal with it by disengaging and finding somebody who is going to put you as a priority. Because, Adjua, are you, what's your worth? If you feel like that's good enough for you, then you deal with it. If you feel like it's not, then you step away and you find something that's good enough for you. So I wouldn't deal with it, because that's just, I feel like that kind of situation is so draining. It's actually draining. It's draining. You've got to find a situation for you that is uplifting. Yes, I'm pleased to hear that, Latani. Good for you. Okay, ladies, I think I'm actually going to get off of here in a second. My laptop is heating, it's like really loud now. But I do just want to tell you something really silly, and I won't take up much more of your time. So, you've been told to settle by your family and friends. Yeah. Okay, well, you've got to live your life how you want to, and definitely not for your friends, you know, or your family. You've got to live it for yourself. Yes, I know the spelling of that name. There's like an actress, she has that name, and I watched one of her interviews a couple of years ago. That's why I know the spelling. Okay, so for me, I went on a date on, what day was that? I can't even remember. It was just a few days ago. Where's my memory, please? But I went on a date a couple of days ago, and ladies, everything was great until it was terrible. Now, the only reason why it went bad, okay, so we met up, and it's really cute and everything, and I couldn't breathe. Let me explain. My hay fever started kicking in, like really bad. I didn't even get to actually finish my meal. So we went to like a jazz bar, and then after the jazz bar we went to the Ivy to have dinner, and it was just terrible. The actual date himself, he was fine. Conversation was fine. He was really attentive. You know, nice conversation. He planned out the date very nicely. We actually had a really nice time. But yeah, by the time we got to dinner, I could not breathe anymore. I had to leave. I didn't even get to have dessert. I was really sad. I didn't even get to do that. So it was kind of like a date disaster in a sense. My eyes were like streaming, they were red, they were like this small, my nose was blocked, I sounded like I had a peg on my nose. It was terrible. And I was actually supposed to go on another date with him yesterday, but I didn't even go. I said that we would just like reschedule it another time. So yeah, definitely a disaster. And just going back to, it kind of ties in with this story, just going back to not putting too much pressure on things, not putting too much pressure on yourself. If that had happened and you were putting so much pressure on that date, wanting something to come out of it, or feeling like this has to be it for you, or I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life, so you're putting a lot of pressure on certain things, certain dates, and then something like nature and hay fever and blah 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 goes wrong, or anything else goes wrong to make it not work out, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt and just understand that there's always another day, you know, and it's the same for you in life. You have to embrace all stages of life, the good, the bad, the embarrassing, like my date, that was actually quite embarrassing that evening. You've got to embrace all of it and just be happy to be yourself. Hey girl, I'm good, how are you? Yeah, 78 days, you are 78 minutes late. Please don't settle, it will be a life of struggle. Yeah, I really agree with that. Definitely don't settle. You love my story times. That was just really, really short and sweet. But ladies, I'm actually going to jump off of here. And yeah, I am heading out. So, yes. I'm glad you liked Mimi. And also, I just want to apologize. I was supposed to go live. Was it yesterday? I can't remember. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I really didn't. So I do apologize about that. And yeah. Thank you for your honesty. Oh, you're so sweet, Kaya. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, just another shout out to Uncanny Valley for the monetary gift that she gave me. Thank you so much, Uncanny Valley. And ladies, everyone who's in here, thank you so much for joining me and sticking with me. I'm going to love you and leave you now. And I never do my Ziva shake when I start these live streams. I get so stressed out trying to find the comments. I forget my own introduction. So yeah. Do you guys have any other questions? I'll just stay on here for another couple of minutes. Do you have another question related to the topic that you maybe want to go through before I jump off of here? I'll just wait a minute and see if you do. But in essence, for women, the age thing is such a big thing, and society just makes it very negative. So when you're not where you want to be, it can make it seem like it's a very scary thing, or very, very, depressing, but it's not. Life is about how you feel, how old you feel as well. how you feel you look, you know, how you treat yourself, how you feel about yourself. Wanting something, having a desire for something is what fuels us in life, and it's what makes life exciting. It's also about not just having that desire, but it's about the fruition of it. When that time comes, it's going to be so exciting and so mind-blowing. And if you got that desire like this, every time you wanted something, it wouldn't be mind-blowing, and you would be numb. So you can't have everything you want the moment you want it. Otherwise, life would just be so boring. If I was turning 28 soon and there was something I wanted in my life and I didn't have it right now, I would set a goal for myself and say to myself, look, I want to have X, Y, and Z by the time I am, let's just say 30. That's what I want. So you're giving yourself a time frame to work towards something. You're also not putting too much pressure on yourself. You're not saying next week. But when you are keeping your eye on the prize, it has room to come in and to actually happen. When you're shutting it off and just feeling negative about it, it's like you have closed the doors on your desire and you've, you know, locked that door shut so nothing can get in. That's honestly what it's like on an energetic level. So you just have to just chill out a bit. I know it doesn't sound very maybe it doesn't sound like good advice, but you actually have to chill out and relax, enjoy life, enjoy where you are right now, enjoy the excitement of where you want to be, and embrace who you are right now, what you have, the fact that you are even breathing, the fact that you are you. Just enjoy it and love that and be happy about that. And when you have the things that you want, you're going to embrace it and be more appreciative of it because you've wanted it so much. So, you love the shimmy. Okay, so I don't think you guys really have more topic related questions, so I'm going to let that one go and get off of here. So I will see you ladies in my next live, which will be today's Saturday, so it will be next week during the week, and I will see you then. Okay, so thank you so much for sticking with me. Thumbs up as well, and yeah, I've really enjoyed this. Alright, bye ladies.